Welcome friends and students. Today we'll discuss on quantum mechanics and a beautiful portion of quantum mechanics that we should target after covering particle in one-dimensional potential box and partition in one-dimensional three-dimensional potential box. The state potential. When a particle is moving in one-dimensional state potential, what will be the state of the particle and how the wave functions will behave, quantum mechanical behavior of the particle, etc. So in one-dimensional state potential, that may be classified into two parts. These two parts are very important. First one, we can consider that I have a step like that. Suppose this is the step, and also this can be the step. That is, I am defining the dimension of the step, whereas my energy of the particle moving towards the step, it is lying in this particular state. So for the fast barrier, the energy of the particle, suppose I am considering this is V1 and this is V2, these are the energy barriers, and E is the energy of the particle moving towards the barrier. For the fast barrier, the energy of the particle is greater than the barrier potential, so it can easily cross through it. And for the second one, it is lower than the potential barrier. So quantum mechanically, what will be the state we have to discuss, whereas classically we can easily understand that classically for the fast barrier there will be no problem for the particle to cross over the barrier, but for the second one there will be a problem to cross over the barrier according to classical mechanics. So first I will target this problem. So now problem number one, I am defining the problem like that suppose I have a particle where the energy is defined as Vx equals to 0 when x is less than 0 and equals to V0 when x is greater than equals to 0. So my problem is like that. Suppose this is the barrier, and from this direction, and this is the barrier potential, height of the potential, and height of the potential barrier is here V0, and it is along x direction, Vx equals to V0, and this barrier is lying at x equals to 0. X equals to 0 is the interface. So according to the problem, at x equals to 0, the potential energy before x equals to 0, it is 0. After x equals to 0, it is V0. This is the height. And also I am considering that I have some incident wave, a part of the incident wave which is incidenting on the interface, whereas the energy of the wave is suppose E, and the condition applied for the first one, that is E, it is greater than V0. So I will be solving this problem first where E is greater than V0. So let us consider first the classical mechanical limit. The classical mechanical limit is E is greater than V0. We will first consider the momentum before x equals to 0 and momentum after x equals to 0. So let us see from the expression for momentum. We know, for suppose I am giving the name, this region is region 1 and this is region 2, and this is the interface, x equals to 0 is the interface. So for the region 1, I am writing for region 1, P1 is the momentum, so P1 square by 2 m, P square by 2 P1 square by 2 m is the energy expression, equals to E. So what will be the value of P1? P1 will be equals to whole to the power of 2 m into E. That is very easy. So and the second region 2, I am writing again P2 is the momentum, so P2 square by 2 m. What will be the energy in this region? The remaining energy of the particle will be equals to always E minus V0, because V0 potential, or V0 is the potential height here. If E is the energy of the particle moving towards this area, then remaining energy will be E minus V0. So remaining energy E minus V0 is that. So if we calculate the value of P2 will be equals to whole to the power of 2 m into E minus V0. Very simple. And now you can compare which one is higher, which one is lesser. So after comparing, what you are getting, physically you are getting that P1 is greater than P2. There is momentum of the particle will be higher in the region 1. After entering the region 2, the particle will lose its momentum, but still P2 is a finite value, that there will be the momentum, so there is finite probability that the particle will enter the region 2. That is for sure. Okay, now we will see from quantum mechanical point of view. From quantum mechanical point of view, what do we have to do? Exactly same as in the case of particle in a box and particle in one-dimensional potential well. What do we have to do? We have to write for Schrodinger equation time independent form. So from time independent Schrodinger equation, time independent Schrodinger equations, we can write minus h cross square divided by 2 m, then del 2 psi del x square equals to E minus b into psi. This time independent Schrodinger equation, and now we have to write the Schrodinger equation for regions separately. So let us write for region 1 first. For region 1, from the region 1, let us consider the wave function is psi 1, and for region 1 the energy is E, and for region 1 what is the potential? V, that is equals to 0. So for region 1 the reduced Schrodinger equation will be h cross square divided by twice m del 2 psi 1 del x2 equals to E into psi. So from that what we can write, this can be written as del 2 psi 1 del x2 plus twice m E by h cross square into psi 1 equals to 0. Then what we did in case of one dimensional potential box, we wrote it like that, del 2 psi 1 by del x2 plus k1 square into psi 1 equals to 0, where k1 square equals to twice me by h cross square. Remember this one, this will be required later. And the solution will be, the trial solution will be psi 1 equals to a to the power I k1 into x plus b e to the power I k2 into x. This will be the trial solution for region 1. Okay, where a and b are constants. We have to find out the value of a and b now. Later, first we will do the same thing for region 2. So let us proceed for region 2. Now we can write the Schrodinger equation for region 2. For region 2, the Schrodinger equation will be equals to minus h cross square divided by twice m del 2 psi del x2 plus equals to E minus v0 into psi 2 equals to 0. This will be psi 2. So the reduced equation will be del 2 psi 2 by del x2 plus twice m by h cross square into E minus v0. Why v0? Because in the region 2 the barrier height was v0 into psi 2 equals to 0. Then again we are considering like similar thing, that k2 square equals to twice m by h cross square into E minus v0. We are considering this to be a constant. So from this line we can write del 2 psi 2 divided by del x2 plus k2 square into psi 2 equals to 0. So the trial solution will be, we can write psi 2 equals to, similarly, c into the power I k2 into x plus d to the power I k2 into x. This is so simple. Now we are having 4 unknowns, c, d, these are also constants. Now we are having 4 unknowns, a, b, c, d, and how many solutions we have for these 4 unknowns. So let us think, let us work on psi 2 a little. Psi 2, this equation, this is the wave function. The wave function is having 2 parts. One is c e to the power I k2 into x, and another part is d e to the power I k2 into x. There will be minus, first one plus and second one minus. Now the important thing is that the minus I k2x, this part symbolized for reflected wave, but do we have any reflected part for the region 2? Again, I am showing you the diagram. This is the barrier height, this is the height of the barrier, and this is the incident wave. If the height of the barrier is like that, the incident wave will have no trouble to pass through the region 2, so it will not be reflected. So if it is not reflected, then what will be the significance of this minus I k2 into x part? K2 is the wave vector. If I am having I k2, that is k2 is being reflected, so there is no reflection part in the region 2. So if there is no reflection part in the region 2, then of course this should be 0. That is, of course, d should be equals to 0, as there is no reflection. Otherwise, it will violate the laws of physics, that in the region 2 the ray is not being reflected, the wave is not being reflected, then why should I get the reflected part? So of course d should be 0. There is no other option. So the reduced part, psi 2, I am getting only c to the power I k2 into x. Now I am having three unknowns. The unknowns are a, b and c. And how many boundary conditions do I have? I am having only one boundary interface. This boundary interface is x equals to 0. So the boundary conditions are, at the boundary, the two equations, or it will be there will be discontinuity at the boundary. So the boundary condition, will be at x equals to 0. At x equals to 0, psi 1 will be equals to psi 2. These two wave functions will be same, because you can easily understand, from region 1 it is psi 1 and region 2 it is psi 2. So there will be discontinuity at the boundary. At the boundary, both the equations are same. Psi 1 equals to psi 2. Also, del psi 1 del x will be equals to del psi 2 del x. Their first derivatives will also be discontinuous at the boundary. That x equals to 0, psi 1 equals to psi 2, and del psi 1 del x equals to del psi 2 del x at the boundary. So we will implement these two boundary conditions. Now how many boundary conditions I have? I have two boundary conditions. But how many unknowns I have? I have three unknowns. So solution of three unknowns with two boundary condition is impossible. So what do we have to do? We have to first convert this b and c in terms of a for the simplicity of calculation. So what we are going to do, we will first convert the c in terms of a and also b in terms of a. In that condition, we will get all the constants in terms of a. That will be simplicity for calculation. So let us proceed first from boundary condition 1, that is at x equals to 0. At x equals to 0, psi 1 equals to psi 2. Let us proceed work on that. So you are having the values. Do you remember what was psi 1 and psi 2? Psi 1 equals to a e to the power I k1 into x plus b e to the power minus I k1 into x. Do you remember this was the value? Let us check once. A e to the power I k1 into x plus b e to the power minus I k1 into x. There was some error in the previous calculation. You can check it better. This is k1, so all the terms will be lying in terms of k1, of course, and there will be a minus sign, this part plus that part. Okay, psi 1 equals to a e to the power minus a e to the power I k1 into x plus b e to the power minus I k1 into x. Okay, fine. Now let us proceed. So what we have written, the values of psi 1 and psi 2 will be equals to c e to the power I k2 into x. So from the boundary conditions, what I am having, from the boundary conditions I am having x1 psi 1 equals to psi 2 when x1 at x equals to 0. So put it, after putting it, what you are expecting, you are getting that you can try it. You will put the values that for x equals to 0, e to the power something to the power 0 equals to 1. So finally you are getting k1 into a minus b equals to K2 into C. This equation you are getting. So you can give it a equation number 1 or 2, whatever. And again from the boundary condition 2, that is at x equals to 0, you are getting del psi 1 del x equals to del psi 2 del x. So from that you will do the first derivative. After doing the first derivative, you will be putting the values of x equals to 0. You will be getting one equation like that. C equals to twice a k1 divided by k1 plus k2, like that. Again you will put the value in the first equation to eliminate the value of c, that you will get all the terms in terms of b, and finally you will be getting one value of b like that. B will be equals to a into k1 minus k2 divided by k1 plus k2. And already one constant I have a. So one constant is a, another constant b is in terms of a, another constant is c, which is also in terms of a. So I have derived all the equations in terms of a. So for the simplicity of calculation, I am writing now psi 1, that is the wave function in the region 1, that can be written now as a e to the power I k1 into x plus b. B is this one, b equals to a k1 minus k2 divided by k1 plus k2 b e to the power minus I k1 into x. And psi 2, this can be written as psi 2 can be written as 2i c. C means 2i a k1 divided by k1 plus k2 into e to the power plus I k2 into x. Okay, now you try to understand that for region 1 the ray will have two parts. One is reflected, another is incident. So this psi 1 will be, a part of that will be psi in, that is incident wave, and another part will be psi reflected wave. So incident part will be this part, positive k1, and reflected part, reflected back, negative k1 part, this part will be reflected wave. And similarly psi 2, this will be transmitted wave. So psi 2 can be written as T transmitted, TR transmitted. This part is transmitted to the region 2. So this is done, simple. So from that we will now calculate the transmission coefficient and reflected coefficient. This is the end of the calculation. How to calculate the transmittance coefficient and reflection coefficient, that we have already discussed earlier. Still I am to recapitulate here. That is the reflection coefficient. R is the reflection coefficient. R is the reflection coefficient, and it can be written as reflected probability density current divided by incident probability density current. Reflected probability density current divided by incident probability density current. And this will be written as J NE divided by J in. Reflected, so reflected will be J reflected RE divided by J incident. J can be written as V RE into psi RE into psi RE star divided by V incident into psi incident into psi incident star. Very simple. And what is the expression for V? V in equals to V means P by M, that you know, and P can be written as H cross K. So it is H cross P1 is H cross K1 divided by M. So V reflected, that will be reflected also is in the region 1. For region 1 it will also be same, H cross K1 divided by M, because in region 1 P1 and reflected and incident ray both are lying in region 1. In both the regions the momentum will be P1. So for that V RE and V in, that will cancel out. If these are cancelling out, then psi RE and psi RE star can be written as a into k1 minus k2 divided by k1 plus k2 into e to the power minus I k1 into x. Then the star part, that is complex conjugate, that will be I will be minus I, that is it will be plus a into k1 minus k2 divided by k1 plus k2 into e to the power plus I k2 k1 into x divided by, now the incident part both will be same, that is a e to the power I k1 into x into a e to the power I k1 into x. All the a will cancel out, and finally you will be getting r reflection coefficient, r equals to k1 minus k2 divided by k1 plus k2 its whole square is the reflection coefficient. Similarly, we can calculate the transmission coefficient. Transmission coefficient can be expressed as T. T is the transmission coefficient. Transmission coefficient. T can be written as simple as that, reflected probability density current. That means will be transmitted probability density current. Divided by incident probability density current. So this can be expressed as similarly J TR divided by J in, that means V TR into psi TR into psi star TR divided by V in into psi in into psi star in. Proceeding in the similar way, we will be getting, first let us calculate what is VTR. VTR, that can be VTR, TR means transmitted, it is in the next part, region 2. So in region 2 it will be P2 by M, in the region 2 it will be H cross K2 divided by M, and V in, that will be equals to H cross K1 divided by M. So VTR by V in, there will be one additional K2 by K1 term. So from that if we calculate, there will be one additional K2 by K1 term. Then the first part will be equals to A, then twice K1 divided by K1 plus K2 into e to the power I K2 into X into A twice K1 divided by K1 plus K2 into the power minus I K2 into X, complex conjugate with a minus sign, and in the bottom it will be a e to the power I K1 into X into a e to the power I K1 into X. So finally T, the transmission coefficient, will be equals to 4 K1 K2 divided by K1 plus K2 whole square. Now you can give it a try, that what will be the value of R plus T. You will put the values, this is the value of R and this is the value of T. R plus T will calculate, R plus T will be equals to 1. This is also not violating the classical mechanical law, that is the reflection coefficient plus the transmission coefficient will be always equals to unity, that you can calculate. So in the next video we will be trying to calculate the step potential, and where the step size, this is the, if this be the step size V0 and the energy of the particle incidenting, if it is E, then E will be less than V0, then what will happen? Classical mechanically there is no probability that the wave is entering in the second region, but quantum mechanically there is finite validity of the statement that a portion of the wave, a portion of the energy will be entering the region 2, and that is the new portion of classical mechanics that we are going to learn, that which will violate the quantum classical mechanical ideas, that this is the beginning of quantum mechanics actually, and this will be the start of tunneling mechanism. Thank you for watching this video, and in the next one we'll be attacking this problem. Keep in touch.